Ain't saved, man. It's the livest and the flies, realest and the illest. You know what I'm saying? Complete as concrete, same G every time we meet. And I'm definitely in the building with my girl Vaughn.
Sitting right there at the bottom. Wait, there you go.
Yerp.
Yo.
What's
Yeah,
happening?
welcome.
What's happening?
What's happening?
What's up,
Um,
beautiful people?
Mercy, you there? Just wanted to you could speak to Quan.
I'm here. What's going on, man? Nice to
What
meet
it
you.
is, homie?
All right. So I'm gonna interview Quan, ask him some questions, and if people come in, we can, save that for later if he have time.
I'm
But
good for now.
all right, cool. Well, I'm happy to have you here, Quan. Hey, I'm from Virginia, and we know you as Quan. 757, and it's just interesting just to see someone from our city. You know what I'm saying? Just it's just amazing to see you.
Interview. No interview.
So your songs that you have the jungle and the receipts. That's my favorite songs on the project, on your latest project. Tell me the inspiration behind your project Bars and Ballads.
um, one, it was it's the project is really called King Quan Project. Bars and Ballads, a double EP. Um, just a real stamp, just a real independent stamp. Um, and displaying all of my talents. Um, from engineering to production to R&B to hip hop. Just soulful shit. That was the key to just give the world a project that would, uh, I guess the proper word would be solidify
Hmm.
what I bring to the music culture and
Right.
game and the music landscape in general. That's pretty much what that was.
Okay. And like when it comes to your music, what is the message do you convey to your audience?
Dreams come true no
Mm,
matter what. Um, it's not about your fall. It's about your get up to keep on going. Um, real people do real shit. Like no matter how much money I got, as long as my ass clean, I might wear the same outfit I had on yesterday. You know what I'm saying?
right.
I got favorite pairs of drawers. You know what I'm saying? And being being a real individual, man. That no matter what walk of life you come from, um, to be yourself and to be genuine and be real. And
Hmm.
it's a way to be cool.
Right.
I think that we get that fucked up these days. It's really a way to be genuine, smooth, and cool and stand on business. You could be street and be positive. You could be street and be cool. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like it's imperative for us to stress um morals, values, principles, and standing on solid shit because right up under our nose, they fooled our babies and allowed us to think that all the negative and fuck shit is acceptable and okay.
Man, that was as deep as it get. That sums up everything because a lot of people accept the like bare minimum and they don't put themselves on a pedestal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and a lot of people want to put themselves on a pedestal and they ain't putting no work in to even
Mm,
be on the pedestal. You got
right.
men walking around here talking about they bosses and they kings, but you ain't doing boss or king shit. Now listen, it's okay to be a grown ass man.
Right.
You know that the difference between a boy and a man is priorities. Both of them got a dick.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? It's priorities. Are you responsible? You know what I'm saying? Are you doing what you're supposed to do as a man to provide and aid your household and the people that you are responsible for? Um, if so, hey man, we kudos to you. Salute, you're a man, and we appreciate you. Make no mistake about it, but don't puff your chest up and walk around here talking that boss talk when you don't have other men eating from your table, be it financially, spiritually, or mentally. You can't do that because you ain't did the research. You ain't put your 10,000 hours in to work on yourself, to love on yourself, to educate yourself on how to be a blessing and a boss to others. And don't talk the king shit to me if you don't have bosses and other men sitting at your table.
Mm,
You not that.
right.
Because if you're that, oh, trust me, when that first of the month come and you got overhead and different people that you have to be responsible for, you got to make sure that that quota is made. Oh man, that shit hit different. And then when you're a king, because guess what, king, if you go out and you do some dumb shit, bosses, other men and other families suffer
Mm,
because of your decisions or because of your mental state or your actions. And we just gotta separate that shit and stop letting people put these self titles on and ain't putting no work in.
right.
That's what that be
Man.
about.
Yeah, man. It gets deep with Quan, y'all. Uh Now, how is the connection made? Like how is it for you when you was working with Nas? Like how was that connection made?
Oh, I did a few records. Pardon me, people trying to get it. Um, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Um, I got a few records done with LES, and he let Nas and a few people hear him, and they loved the records. Um, and Nas's favorite record was All for War. Um, but it was so southern and trapped out that it wouldn't have fit him. And then his second favorite was Just a Moment. And Tone and Pope from Trackmasters, they loved the record too and encouraged Nas to get on that record. Um, and he did, and the rest was history. The backstory to Just a Moment, though, is that I was in prison,
Hmm.
um, and my sister had got sent to Iraq. My godmother had died, and I had lost a few friends. Um, and I had to whip a nigga ass for trying me, and they put me in the hole for like 2-3 months
Hmm.
before they transferred me. And that's what happened. The song came out of that struggle. You know, being in a 6x9, 23, what they call a 23-and-1. They
Hmm.
only let you out for 1 day of fresh air. You only get
Mm.
showers every 3 days. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. That's where that came from.
Okay.
Um, and who would ever think that something that I wrote at such a dark time would be one of the leading lights of changing my life?
Right.
You know?
Right. Man, I didn't and hey, I never knew the backstory behind that. Um and I saw that it said that you were signed at Ill Will Records at one point in time.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay.
And I went on to sign to Atlantic
Hmm.
after a bidding war between I think it was Universal, was it Sony?
Hmm.
It was I know it was Sony and TVT. Yeah,
Okay.
Sony, TVT, and Atlantic. I
Yeah.
signed. Yeah, a $2.2 million deal.
Hmm.
I didn't get all that money,
Oh
but
man.
I ain't tripping. I made
Yeah.
it, but I ain't. Yeah, I ain't get it off of them.
Now, I know you mentioned, well, I know we were all on live the other day, and you mentioned about being in trouble as a youth. How has that shaped you like today?
The good parts or the bad parts?
All of it.
Um, the good parts are that you learn to not take things for granted. Um, you learn to not take things for granted. You learn that you can be here one day and gone the next. But also on top of that, for anybody that's listening, I got PTSD, you know,
Mm-hmm.
um, anxiety, you know. I mean, it's controlled,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, man. The shit that you do today will definitely determine and reflect what your tomorrow look like.
Right.
Cause everybody not so lucky.
Mm. Yeah.
I
And
got
it's
a
a and when it comes to like anxiety and post traumatic stress and just things mentally, a lot of times we neglect that because we're trying to just move on with life and we got to pay these bills, we got to get this money, and it's just
Sometimes
like,
you have to.
right. Yeah.
Sometimes you have to. What I call that is automatic pilot. Sometimes you
Mm.
gotta, yeah, man. Sometimes you just gotta move and groove with the shit that you know is right,
Mm-hmm.
and then address the things that are wrong when it's time. Because the world don't care. World don't care. You got PTSD, stressed, or got a breakdown. If your shit ain't together, you have a breakdown. Them bills gonna keep going, and your ass gonna lose everything.
Right.
Nobody cares.
Exactly. Because they're gonna replace you one way or another, whatever you're doing.
Hey, man, say, man, for real, man.
Now, what advice would you give the artists that may, they might be involved in a little street life and may feel like the streets is their only way out, like they're not going to
Whoa,
make it.
bring that back again.
Hmm. Can you hear
Say
me?
that again. Uh
Oh,
huh.
what advice would you give artists that might be, what I'm saying, in the streets and the music is really their heart, but they feel like streets is the only way out. Like, what advice would you give those?
Sometimes that's what it be. Um, I'm a little different. I
Mm-hmm.
I like to say in that regard. Uh, hold on, I'm trying to do this shit. It's um, yeah, I'm a little different in that because here's the thing. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you perfect.
I'm just trying to make sure I ain't leave. All right. So when it comes to the streets, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, that shit can go either way. If you ain't been out there, then you shouldn't be out there. Um, but for everybody that makes the decision, even the youngins, ain't no age limit when it comes to these streets. When you
Right.
13 and you jump off the porch, you gonna get treated. Depending on what you into, you gonna get treated like you a grown ass man out here. So if your body
Mm.
ain't built for it, then I suggest you not even play with it. Um, but uh, if that's what you feel you got to do, hey man, it's the police job to catch you. It's your job not to get caught. And it's on you to make 10, save 5, 9 if you can, and make it work. But that's what it needs to be. It needs to be a out.
Right.
You know, all this tiptoeing and dancing and playing around, like,
Mm-hmm.
it ain't going, uh, it's not gonna go good for you.
Right. Now, I know you're from Newport News. Like we know the term bad news, but what part are you from? I just never thought to ask you that. But like, where in bad news you from?
Well, I'm originally from Bridgeport, Connecticut. I moved to
Uh huh.
VA when I was like 13. Um, I moved to Denby when I first moved out there.
Okay.
Um, maybe for a year, I lived in Denby, and yeah, and then we moved like a year later, and I moved to Midtown.
Okay.
While living in Midtown, I ended up going to war with people from Denby. Ended up going to war with people downtown. Ended up going to war with people in Hampton, but it's all my home. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, it's all my home. So when they ask me, I say Midtown because I took niggas to war and went to high school there. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Fell in love first there. Um. So yeah, definitely I'm repping Midtown, but you know,
Right.
I'm a rep VA as a whole. You know, and I'm
Right.
definitely gonna represent Bad News. Um. That's just what it is, and it ain't no real nigga alive around there that can say anything different.
That's facts. That's facts. Now, have you currently done any shows or any events coming on the way?
What I'm doing right now is just promoting and marketing the music so that everybody get familiar with it.
Okay.
And then come, first of the year, stuff like that, I'll be aligning with different booking agents and things and different people like that to put together a solid show, you know,
Right.
that people would definitely want to come and see. So that's where I'm at with it.
All right, for sure. Well, we definitely want to stay tapped in with you.
Oh yeah,
Um
and we gotta talk about that. I playing Tupac.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's talk about it.
I played Tupac in the Wide Open Andre Rosin biopic. They just looking for placement,
Mhm.
big placements on big platforms. But that was a honor, you know. That was an honor when we did the pre-screening. Man, like over
Mhm.
2,000 people came out to Centennial Park. So
How did that feel for you? Like how did you feel when you was doing that?
you you know what? I'm gonna tell you. Uh, I just was thankful, man. I like to
Mhm.
try to keep my head held high and not get caught up on the actual thing that I'm doing, but appreciate it, enjoy the moment, and go to the next thing and pray that I did right and whatever opportunity God gave me,
Right.
you know. And from there, cool. Then it's what else? Because for me, it's all about building a brand and adding to my legacy and doing it in a stand up way,
Right.
you know. I had to wait a long time before I could get my I had covered my other tattoo on my face, and I couldn't, you know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? I couldn't get my other tattoo on my face. I'm like, all right, as soon as this shit over, I'm getting it.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about it because I noticed the change on it.
What part?
Like, is it you got it covered up already?
No, I ain't never getting it covered up.
Oh, okay, okay. Because
Nah, it's nah. I got music notes, couple of teardrops,
okay,
and the word King tattooed on my face.
okay. Because I couldn't see it clear. I was trying to zoom in and see what. But okay. Do
Treble
you?
clef. It's a treble clef and bass clef.
Okay, that's dope.
Um, and the bass clef has two dots on it. And so instead of me just keeping it a buck, instead of me just blatantly putting drops on my face, I
Mm-hmm.
just turned those two into teardrops. One
Right.
for the babies I lost,
Mm-hmm.
and one for the enemies that lost to me.
Right.
Straight like that. I don't start shit, so I stand on my business. It's I stand in truth. It ain't got nothing to do with trying to be or none of that. I've been through the fire.
Yeah. You there, Quan? Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that's all.
Okay. I think. Oh, okay. Clubhouse had a little line there, so it was like a little red line. My fault. But yeah. Hey, make sure you guys tap into Quan. Where can we find you on social media?
IG is King for Quan, KingFerQuan. My website, FerQuan.com. Uh, Facebook, for Quan Peacock. Also got a fan page, probably two of them. For Quan. Uh, TikTok, King for Quan. Or no, TikTok, for Quan. And shit, Snapchat, FerQuan, Twitter. But I really just rock with my YouTube page, FerQuan, FerQuan. Everything coming up.
Okay.
Very easy to find. Music
Yeah.
very easy to access. King's Nation is the record label. You know, solidified a distribution deal um earlier in the year, and
Congratulations.
just gonna keep dropping music. I thank God. I count every victory. I just
Yeah.
did over 1.5 million streams this year on my Spotify rap. Reached over a million all time plays on Apple Music. And this year alone had almost a million views on YouTube. And
Um.
it's a marathon. Hey man, I'm trying to
Yeah.
get to 2, 3 million, 3, 4, 5 million. As long
Oh.
as
Oh.
God put the breath in my lungs, you know what I'm saying, and the
Right.
talent in my brain and fingers, man, I'ma keep on mashing.
Hell yeah, it's gonna happen for sure. It is.
When it's all said and done, I just thank God for giving me enough time and opportunity on this earth that if I did perish, my body of work will live on.
Right. And your
That's
story is there, all in your body of work. Like your story is there, your legacy.
facts.
And I appreciate you for coming here. This is on with Vaughn. All right. Thank you so much for your time. I really do
No
appreciate
problem.
it.
I appreciate you for having
The
me.
hey, look, the people in Virginia happy, bro.
You just tuned in with On with Vaughn. Be sure to subscribe, like, comment, and share, and come back.